Give me a half baked, messy idea, and I'll turn it into a business ready pitch deck in less than 20 seconds. Hi, did you ever have a random thought while showering or before going to sleep and thinking, oh my god, this could be the next big idea? Well, I have a solution for you. So you can put your idea into this Pitchforge AI website that I made. And let's say I want a robot that slaps me if I sleep while studying. And the target audience would be college students. And once I click on generate, I will get this editable presentation in Google Slides and it will be downloaded as well. It also gives the market opportunity TAM, SAM, and SOM in a chart format. And yeah, it has everything required for a business deck, and you can get started from here. Now, if you are new to my channel, I'm basically doing a 7 months challenge where each month I'll be learning a new skill. And for this month, January, I had to learn AI. So you can check out my other videos, which I've linked in the description, showing my progress about how I went about it. And finally, after the second week, I went into Transformers. I learned about Transformers and LLMs from 3 Blue 1 Brown. His videos helped me gather a brand new insight into how Transformers work, and he explains everything really well using animations. Anyways, after learning everything related to LLMs, like word embeddings, tokenization, attention mechanism, GPT and BERT intuition. I then went on to learn about how do we implement OpenAI or Gemini API into our project. Now, I kind of knew about this before, but I still thought a recap would be nice. And I learned about the different ways we can give system prompts like one-shot prompting, few-shot prompting. And then I proceeded to learn about RAG and also about agents. Now, after I was done learning, it was finally time to build a project. And I did not want to build just another chatbot. But I also did not want to build something really complex, which I would not have the time for because I was kind of short on time. So I thought of a problem that I sometimes would face in my life and try to fix it. So there are many times I get these random ideas, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate. But the problem is, we just don't know how well these would fit into the market. And yes, we could go ahead and do the research for that, but why not AI do all the research for you in less than 20 seconds and create an investor ready pitch deck as well? Now, I thought making this project would be pretty simple, but that was not the case. Now, firstly, I wanted this to be completely free. I did not want to invest actual money into this project. So that is where I faced problems in slides generation. Now, I could have used a slides API from Tome or other API providers, which would provide me an AI slide, but most of them were paid. And as I did not want to invest real money into this, I found a workaround. So basically, using the Google Slides API, I can create this generic template in Google Slides, which would have placeholders, and then I can just call an API to replace those placeholders with the respective value that I want. So first, I created a business pitch deck using Google Slides and replaced the values using placeholders. Now, for the market valuation part, I wanted to create a chart for the TAM, SAM, and SOM values. I could just display the values as text, but I thought let's integrate a chart into it for it to look better. And oh boy, was that a difficult task. So the problem that was happening was the template was a generic static template, right? With placeholders in it. But because I wanted the chart to be dynamic, so what I had to do was create a Google Sheets in that I had the values for these three metrics, and I created a chart based on that. And then I linked this chart to the Google Slides so that it displays this particular chart from Google Sheets. Once I was done with this slide generation, then I started creating the LLM part. So I basically made a call to Gemini API. I use Gemini because it provides free tokens up to a certain limit. So after detailed prompting, I basically gave it the schema of the placeholders and told it I want these exact values. I told it to research upon the topic which was given by the user, and I made another prompt for the market values. Then all that was left to do was convert this to a pipeline. So I converted this to a fast API app and expose the endpoint. Once you hit this endpoint with your idea and the global region which you want to target, as well as some particular constraints, it would basically generate those placeholder values and then replace them in the Google Slides as well as in the sheet so that the chart can update. And voila, your slide would be ready. Or that's what I thought. But more on that later. One step was still remaining, and that was creating the front end. So I used Google Anti-Gravity to create a Next.js app for me as the front end. It would use a modern, minimalistic, dark theme for the UI, and then I linked this to the backend API. So let's check it out. So this is the website, and once I click on generate, it'll take some time and download the presentation as well as give it to me on my Google Drive, so I can easily edit it from there. As you can see, it has called it Slapbot, wake up, don't sleep through life, and it gives us the problem statement, which is that alarms are easily ignored and oversleeping leads to missed classes. After this, we get the insight slide with some insights like immediate physical feedback is effective, And it also gives us the solution, which would be the robotic arm that slaps us and an app integration as well. Now, it also gives us the user journey and the market opportunity chart. Now, this is where a problem occurred. Because as you can see, the values are $10, $8, and so on, instead of being in millions or billions. To fix this, I had to create a regex sort of thing in Excel to display the appropriate value. The other slides include why now, business model, go to market, as well as the final slide giving us the competition, the risks, and our final vision. After banging my head around for a bit and getting it to work, I finally fixed the chart error and the project was ready. Now, obviously, it is far from perfect, and I just wanted it to be a learning project and not something serious. So, it's not really a complete pitch deck, but it is a good starting point. What you can do is you can generate this, and from there, keep making edits onto it. What made me really happy was I was finally able to fix the errors that came up in this project, and I was able to complete the solution. Now, of course, I could deploy this. The front end could have been deployed for free, but the back end would require some costs for deploying, which I did not want. I also think it would have gotten messy managing the whole authentication system while restricting the number of tokens each user can use. And there are many more things that can be added to this, such as a RAG system, which has basically a knowledge base of the top companies and what investors look for in a business pitch. And also, agents could be implemented, like maybe a web research agent that can research the current market better. But now I will be moving on to the next challenge for the month February, which is ethical hacking and cybersecurity. I will, however, make this project open source, so I leave the GitHub link in the description below and feel free to contribute to it. And if you want to implement the RAG system I talked about or an agent into this, feel free to do so. And if you want to follow me along on this journey, hit the subscribe button and see you in the next video where I'll be giving an update of my 2 weeks into learning ethical hacking.